Who's your favorite sprint car driver of all time?
I'll probably have to say Dan Lasowski.
You got any of his autographs?
I probably got some, but not for a while anyway.
If you started another race team and you got a teammate, who is it and why?
I would say probably Danny would be the answer again, just because I feel like he has so much experience, at different scenarios, and really over the years he's cut my learning curve down a lot, just from things you shouldn't do, things you should do, and I feel like that having a teammate, you got to really have somebody that is committed to the team, and looking to make the whole team better in general, because otherwise you get too many people that just trying to have other things on their mind, what they're trying to accomplish, that never works out. So when we've talked about it, especially in the situation he's in currently, where he doesn't have anything full time, we've definitely talked about doing something. And I would definitely be interested in doing it if the funding was there and we could find the right partner that believed in the team, and I think we could do some good.
If you're in charge of sprint car racing for a year, what do you change?
Wow, that's a pretty broad question. I think the biggest thing is just we got to figure out how to turn these races into events and have things going on throughout the night. I go to a lot of sporting events, whether it's baseball or football, and the entertainment on the field's not too much as far as actual baseball or football going on, but they have things going on with the hot dog races and the cheerleaders and things like that all night long that keep you entertained. And I think we can definitely make it more exciting and more of an event. Like to me, like you look at Supercross, it's an all-day deal where it is an event. And I think that we really, I think the Outlaws have a pretty good formula with the World Finals, where it's basically we go there and we run 3 days. I think if we could pick up Texas Motor Speedway in Vegas and Knoxville and turn some of these weekends that have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday deal and turn them into events and pay $25,000 to win on the final night, I think that would really take our sport to the next level.
What's your most embarrassing moment in racing?
Man, I got a lot of those. Probably I was in a race in Australia. I was leading a heat race one time, and I thought it was the checker flag when it was the white flag. I slowed down and lost 3 or 4 spots there just by not paying attention. And
describe the best fan encounter you've had so far.
The best fan encounter I had so far. There's a lot. I think probably the best thing that I see is when we win a race and we give a kid a trophy, and you see how excited he is about that trophy, and you get pictures of him on the way home, sleeping with her or taking her home or whatever the case may be, and then you come back 3 or 4 years later, and now the kid, instead of being 8 years old, is 12 years old, and he still remembers you, and the grandpa or the dad or the mom comes up and just thanks you for that small little piece that doesn't really, the trophy means something to us, but in long term it probably means more to that kid. Things like that, most all those things that I think that are special moments are usually involve the kids.
It's Saturday and it rains out. What do you do instead of racing?
Yeah, I'm miserable usually. I'm okay if everybody gets rained out. But if we get rained out and someplace else races we could have went to, that's usually disappoints us. But normally, believe it or not, we're kind of, me and my wife Heather, we're kind of homebodies. Like we travel so much and race so much. Like if we get rained out, we usually stay home and try to stay in sweatpants. And
how realistic is iRacing?
It's good. Something I really enjoy. It's not real. It's realistic, but it's not. I think anytime you do a lot of things with your feet in there that you really kind of goes along with what you do racing. So I think it's awesome. Really looking forward to. I'm really glad they did it, and even looking more forward to when the Knoxville one comes out. I really feel like that should be good. The unfortunate part for me is my crew chief Chad races too, and he's better than me. So he used to always tell me how to drive. Now he's really trying to tell me how to drive. So that's the only downfall on my side of it.
Where's Brian Brown in 5 years?
Hopefully I'm still racing. I want to race as long as I can and run a successful program as long as I can. It all depends upon the people on our car. Casey's and FEP have been huge parts of my career and of our race team, and we have to be able to continue to show them a return on their investment and really push the needle for them to continue to want to be a part of us. So hopefully in 5 years, maybe I have a second team that we're running, and where we can maybe bring a younger guy up, or a guy like Danny that can really help us down the road. But no matter what, in 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, I still want to be a part of this sport. Like, first and foremost, I'm a fan, and I'm the only difference between me and people in the grandstands is at 6:30 I put a uniform on and they start drinking dollar beer.
What's your proudest moment in racing so far?
Proudest moment in racing so far is probably it's going to sound weird here, but probably getting fired from the Casey's car in 2003, 2004, and wanting to go up there and be upset and say things I probably shouldn't say to Don Lamberti and Bob Myers and Don Lambert. I said Don, but Troy Parsons and Lonnie Parsons, say something to them that that what I wanted to say. Like, I was upset I got fired, but I took the high road, didn't burn a bridge, stayed in contact with them, and really just still became their friend. Thanked them for the opportunity of giving a young guy a shot. And in time, it all came full circle when Lonnie decided he wasn't going to get out of racing and they needed a team to be with. They called us up. It's not often a sponsor calls you. They called us and said, hey, we're who you want. We want you. And to me, that's probably my proudest moment. There's so many guys in racing that it just doesn't go their way. They just want to burn a bridge and go behind them. Like, it's probably my proudest moment. We've won races. We did some great things. We've built a successful team, but really not burning that bridge is just it's a really good life lesson for me also.
If you're driving down the road, what kind of music are you listening to?
Yeah, we're country music, so I listen to some other stuff from time to time, but if it's just me and Eric Church or something like that, George Strait, guys like that who I like.
Are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
You use an iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Do you use emojis?
Yeah, from time to time. The middle finger one quite a bit.
The year and make of your first street car?
85 Ford Tempo. White in color.
Do you prefer talking or texting?
I do a lot of both, so depends on what type of conversation is. If my wife's angry with me, I prefer just texting her. or not replying.
Are you always early or always late?
I'm a late guy, man. Like, it's, if I'm 10 minutes late, that's usually on time for me, and that's something that every year for my New Year's resolution, I can tell myself, okay, I'm going to try to be on time this year, and it just never happens. It's usually happens something with the phone. I'm getting ready, and I get a phone call, and next thing you know, I'm late.
You prefer beaches or mountains?
Beaches.
Favorite sports team?
Kansas City Royals and Kansas City Chiefs.
The last movie you watched?
Wow, last movie I watched. I tell you, that's how embarrassing it is. I can't remember the last movie I watched. That's.
I've stumped other drivers on this question today too.
Yeah, that's a long one.
You prefer Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter.
That's it.
All right, thanks.